Hello class! We are going to do our Q&A session, or more specifically, the A from Q&A. So you have asked, and now I shall provide some answers. Some of them may even be truthful, but not necessarily all of them, because lying is fun. I'm just going to lay it out there. And because I always need something to fidget with, we're going to have the disembodied head of Optimus Prime. I just always have to have something to play with, and this is the subject for the day. Which, you know, it's an excellent Optimus Prime figure. I'm not going to review it, but it's better than a lot of the Return of the Fallen crap, really. So, there you go. At any rate, to the questions. And the first question I'm going to do or answer is from the review spot. He put in a video response, and I'm not going to try to play it, but he asked a couple of questions. And the first one was, as a reviewer, are there any reviews that you would want to redo, and why? Way back when, I can't remember when now, there were a few reviews on the Combaticons from Robots in Disguise, and they were horrible. Those I might redo, but something maybe a little more current. One of the videos I did for Who Reviews the Reviewers was Evil Dead the Musical, and I was totally out of my element on that one, which made it tough for me. But while I thought it was funny and I had a horrible time trying to put the thing together, sound quality was just horrible. And I think if I were to go back, try to do it again, I have a little bit better editing tools now that I can use. I think I could put together a better video for that. Plus, if I'm just posting it on my channel, I could just have all the cussing and swearing I want on it. I would just maybe put a little disclaimer. So that's our first question from the review spot. The second one is related to DC Universe Classics figures, and the question is there a certain wave or group of figures with a Build-A-Figure that I'd like to see? And actually, for me, that's really tough, because I was never much into DC, so I don't know all the history and all the different characters, only basically what I've seen on Justice League. If you asked me a year ago, I would have said Blackest Night. But that's on its way, so let's leave that one out. I think if there was one group or set that I'd like to see more of the figures from some of the animated movies they've done recently. So some of the characters from Under the Red Hood and Crisis on Two Earths, which I enjoyed. I'd like to see the Ultraman, which I think I've seen, but I'm not sure if it was a release or a custom. And then they could have Superwoman and that evil Green Lantern guy and Johnny Quick. The Build-A-Figure is a little bit tougher because they always are supposed to be big characters. They could have done the Jimmy Olsen.
Oh?
No, maybe not. But they could have done the evil version of Martian Manhunter. I think was it Jed Jarkis? That would have been alright too. It's actually easier for me to answer this from a Marvel perspective. I would love to see Marvel Legends Infinity War figures. Now, if you don't know what that is, really quickly, after the Infinity Gauntlet, they had the Infinity War, and basically it was the Doppelganger War. All the heroes had evil versions of themselves that they had to fight. And I would love to see the evil versions get figures, with the Build-A-Figure being the Doppelganger of Spider-Man, which was the only one that lasted after the Doppelganger Wars for a little while. That's what I would like to see. Just some of the evil versions, the Wolverine, the Iron Man, Cap, and then again, the Spider-Man could be a Build-A-Figure. I think that would be awesome. So I believe those are our questions from the review spot. Thank you very much. We're going to start getting into some of the text questions now. And the first text question that I have here is from Donnie Lutu, who asks, that sounds like something from Dr. Seuss. Anyways. Does your mother wear army boots? I'm not 100% sure why you're interested in the footwear of my mother. That strikes me as very odd. But the last time I spoke to her, no, she does not. She wore steel toe boots in the past, but I don't think they were Army issued or came from the armed services in any real way. That's very odd, but thank you very much for the question. So the short answer is no. I'm going to try to do more short answers because I do tend to ramble a little bit. Next, we have Coolio Vids 101, and one of my buddies, so if you haven't seen him, go check him out. And he gave me a veritable quiz to answer. We've got 8 questions here, so I'll start going through those. The first one is, where did you get your teaching degree? Ah, tricks and deception. Evil professor doesn't have one. Uh-oh. Where I live, you would need a teaching degree more for teaching elementary school and high school. And quite frankly, I would rather right now grab a stapler and staple my scrotum to this chair. then teach those. Forget it. Not gonna. So, short answer. Nope, don't have one. The next question is, what is your opinion on Toy Story 4? My opinion is that good. I didn't even know there was going to be one. If I'm going to say if they have the same writers who can put together another good story and they have all the same animators and the voice actors, go for it. I didn't watch Toy Story 2 or 3. So really, good. Go for it. Sounds great. More money for Disney. Number 3, what was your least favorite part of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? The fact that I saw it. The movie was absolute ass. I'm hearing Dark of the Moon is much, much better. I'm still a little nervous, but I've been hearing things from people and they've been telling me I have to go see it. I think my ultimate thing that I really, really disliked about Revenge of the Fallen, besides the fact that the movie just sucked from beginning to end, was Devastator. I was really looking forward to Devastator as a G1 fan. I used to love Devastator. And the fact that it was just a bunch of construction vehicles that turned into a big robot without being the individual ones, and the fact that Devastator, let's face it, just looked stupid. Total letdown. Epic fail on that. The next question from Coolio Vids is, do you think Transformers Animated should have gotten a 4th season? And the short answer to that is no. The long answer to that is no, because I don't think it should have had a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd season. Didn't like... I watched the opening movie, 3-part trailer movie thing, and I wanted to stab my eyeballs with a butter knife afterwards. I just couldn't stand it, and it really was hard for me to grasp because it was silly and stupid in some places, and then the action and the violence sequences were brutal and awesome, and I couldn't deal with it. So no, I don't think I needed a 4th season of Transformers Animated because I couldn't bring myself to watch the first 3, although I've been told I should give it a second try. We'll see how that goes. It might be tough. Number 5 is, does the wife enjoy pink hair? Okay, let's turn this over to the evil wife.
What the hell kind of question is that?
That was a little more of a non sequitur than I was expecting. So maybe I'll try to explain a little bit more. Is it pink hair on me? Or where is that pink hair on me? Or maybe that's getting a little too personal. Okay, well, how about pink hair on the evil wife?
No.
No? Okay, no. What about pink hair on anime characters?
Cute on Rainy.
Oh, okay, cute on Rainy, that little annoying girl from Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Okay, the daughter of Sailor Moon?
Technically.
Technically? Okay, there you go. So pink hair, good on anime characters, bad on the evil prof. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Have you ever run into trouble with Dr. Evil? Your names are similar. No, I have not, because,
He is fictitious.
well, that wasn't very nice. I'm told he's fictitious. You mean what happens in the movies isn't true?
No, dear, I'm sorry.
Aww. But Optimus Prime. Anyways. No problems with Dr. Evil. I'd like to say he's a colleague, but you know what? He's a little bit of a douche. So he doesn't return my calls, and then I just gave up on him, and I defriended him on Facebook. So, you know, he might be pissed off about it, but I don't care. The difference is the doctor just researches evil, and the prof teaches, and I'll teach him something about evil. Yeah, there we go. That's my little wrestling heel turn thing going on there. The next question from Coolio Vids is, why should I ask another question? Well, let me get into my philosopher mode here. The only way you're going to learn stuff is by asking questions. And even when you do things and you don't think you were asking questions, you probably were. Like, when I took that knife and I stuck it in the electrical socket. The question was, what will happen if I take this knife and stick it in the electrical socket? And the answer is, it hurt like hell. And that's why I didn't do it again. That's why you ask questions, so that you can learn. Are you learning anything right now? You're learning not to put knives in electrical sockets. But yeah, that's why you ask questions, and that's why you should ask more questions. Sound good? Okay, good. And then next, what is my name? Now, do you mean the evil professor's name? Or do you mean your name? Or, well, that's Optimus Prime. What your name is it's the title or moniker that is given to you by your parents. Usually around the time you're born. Sometimes it's a few days later. It takes them a little bit of time to think of a name. It's kind of like when you name a dog. You might have a name in mind, but after a few days, nope, that dog that we want to call Pookie, we actually want to name Trapjaw because, you know, he's a big ugly pit bull and he can chomp things. And Chomper sounds stupid, so we'll call him Trapjaw instead. So it's this title, or label, for lack of a better word, that you're given. And that's how people identify you. Instead of just going, hey you, child boy, they'll actually say, hey you, Billy, or whatever. Or sometimes, hey, stupid. Yeah, I know, I'm having shadows of my childhood here. But, you know, that's what your name is. It's what people call you. It's how you're differentiated from everybody else. Because without names, they'd just be, hey you, and we'd all turn and look. Go, what? So there we go. That's what your name is. At any rate, thank you very much, Coolio, for your questions. I hope I answered them satisfactorily.
Yes.
With supreme satisfaction. Let's go with that. I can say that a little bit easier. And then we'll move on to our next set of questions. Someone else who had a few for me. This is Lazy Kid Reviews. What's up, Professor? Ceiling. Oh, that's not your question. Okay. I've got a few questions for you. 1, how old are you? I am 31. I am a child of the 80s. So all things Transformers, Degrassi Junior High, and I'm trying to think of something else.
My Little Ponies.
No, not My Little Ponies are all awesome for me. Let's say Garbage Pail Kids. I don't know.
Ooh.
How old is your wife? Evil wife.
Okay, lazy kid, you really must be a kid, otherwise you'd know you don't ask a lady her age.
That is true. There's another little mini lesson here. You do not ask age. You do not ask weight. Ever. I learned this as a kid, and I learned it in a bad way because I made a inference that a woman was really heavy, and apparently you're not supposed to do that, and then I got hit. And you know, that's what happens in karate classes when you make remarks about someone's weight. And I was innocent enough. I wasn't trying to be bad at the time. But yeah, so no, you don't ask those kind of questions. Weight, age. I think there's a third one, but I'm not sure what that is. But anyways, yeah. Okay, let's not go there. What's your favorite werewolf movie? You know what? I hate to say it. I don't really have a favorite werewolf movie. Werewolves aren't really my thing. There's a number of werewolf movies I've been meaning to watch, and I just never get around to. I think there's the new Wolfman movie. There's Dog Soldiers, which I think is werewolves, but I don't know enough about it. There's the one about the werewolves and the vampires, Underworld, I think.
I like Teen Wolf.
The Evil Wife likes Teen Wolf. I think I saw Silver Bullet when I was younger, and I remember thinking that was good, but it's so long ago I don't remember. So I'm really sorry. I don't remember too much about werewolf movies to give you a favorite. Maybe I'll have to come back to that. There was a TV show about werewolves that was cool, but I don't even remember what that one was called. It was an 80s thing. Let's see, what else? Who's your favorite YouTuber? I can't say I have just one. I like to get around a little bit and check out lots of different YouTubers, but I enjoy the review spot. I enjoy watching Coolio vids, watch this review. I enjoy the Great Toy Reviewers rants. I thought I got angry about things, and then I watched that, and I have to admit, I just laughed the whole time, which is probably not nice because, you know, he's very angry about these particular things, but I just can't help but have a good time. I like Mr. Corellian because he talks Star Wars, which I don't know anything about, so I think I'm getting educated. I like watching Geekvolution, but again, one particular favorite, I'd have a really hard time saying that, and I can't say myself because that's not nice either. So, there we go. Thank you very much, Lazy Kid Reviews. Thank you for the questions. I hope I answered them well. I think we're approaching the 15-minute mark, and I'm starting to ramble, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cut, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get back to more questions. So, we'll be back in a second.